So we have some really dope college football 25 information to cover today, guys. For those of you that don't know, a lot of reporters and also EA Game Changers got to go out to Orlando last week and actually play college football 25. Today they released some videos, some articles going over their opinions on the gameplay. We're going to read through an article. I'm going to give you guys my personal opinions on everything going on here. There's a lot of cool stuff. Now, if you guys are not already subbed to the channel, this is where I post all of my college football 25 videos and where I will post all my college football 25 videos. Be on the lookout this week as well. We're supposed to be getting some more information as well, so be on the lookout there. Definitely would not be surprised to see more info drop within the next couple of days here. And again, as we get closer and closer to the game actually releasing, you're gonna see a lot of videos on this channel, and my plan is to do daily or almost daily uploads over here, just like I do on my Madden channel. So hit that sub button. Let's get into this. All right, guys, so let's get into this. Now, I will let you guys know I'm actually going to be doing this off this article here on the New York Times. This is by The Athletic. We're going to be talking about college football 25 today. Now, I will let you guys know, like I said, a lot of other people have been putting out information. If you guys don't follow me over on Twitter, definitely make sure you guys do so. I've definitely been talking about college football 25 pretty much all morning over on Twitter, kind of just seeing what other information we can gather there. So if you're not already following me over there, make sure you guys do so. So let's get into this. As you guys can see, last week at EA Sports office in Orlando, I was back in the controls as part of a small group of reporters and YouTube creators invited to tour the studio, meet the developers, test the game, and get a rundown of what to expect in all other game modes for both Madden and college football 25. After 11 years away, the college football game is coming back this July, and the people who make the game emphasize this game is for all of FBS college football. Playing the game makes that very clear. In the years since the game's production was halted by years of further litigation over the NCAA's name, image, and likeness restrictions, I did not play college football revamped, the online modern update NCAA 14, but EA did hire people from that team to work on this game. I have periodically played the recent Madden games, consulting my gaming friends on their feelings and concerns about modern gameplay coming into this. To cut to the chase, playing college football 25 was very fun. We weren't allowed to take photos or videos of gameplay because the game is not yet finished. We couldn't test Dynasty Mode or other modes. A few bugs popped up during games, which we flagged for developers. That is normal. Very true. Although teams and players had ratings, we were told the ratings process hadn't been completed, and because the numbers I saw may not match the ratings when the game is released, he will not share those. So getting into some of the in-game experience, as you guys see, the first team he pulled up with was Virginia Tech, because we wanted to experience the Hokies Enter Sandman entrance. Unfortunately, Enter Sandman is not in the game. Licensing Metallica songs is really expensive. It has been replaced by a generic rock theme that sounds somewhat familiar, so that was a disappointment. Jump Around is also not played in games at the Camp Randall Stadium for similar reasons, but the feeling quickly dissipated when he began playing the actual game. If you take one thing away from reading this, it's that running the ball is actually fun. The blocking AI is really well done, and players are rewarded for hitting the hole. The game has new physics-based tackling based on where and how hard a hit is made that looks much more realistic than Madden 24. Breaking tackles or falling forward through them becomes more likely to fall blockers correctly. Also, I do want to mention this because, again, this guy did say here that he hadn't really played too much Madden as of recently, but I will tell you this from other people that I've seen talk about the game. From what I have seen, guys, the gameplay is a lot faster than Madden. That is one thing that is a big takeaway that I have heard. It is a lot faster gameplay than Madden. So much so that at some points, obviously so, if you're going from playing Madden, you're going to play a much faster game, it's going to be kind of harder to tackle. And that's something that I've heard is tackling was almost kind of harder just simply because of how fast the game was. You know, people just aren't regularly used to that speed. So if you think the gameplay here is going to be very similar to Madden, it's not. It plays a lot faster. Now, as you guys can see right here, he did mention that defense is tougher. If you're one of those people who like to use the hit stick when your defender is close to a ball carrier, that won't cut it anymore again because it's just, they're so fast, right? They're very, very fast. For advanced players, the right joystick helps you switch between defensive players more quickly, which helps in the secondary and in some situations where close control to players is necessary. That's actually really cool. So basically, if you get stuck on the D line, if you're trying to make an adjustment and you get stuck in a defensive lineman, you can quickly flick the right stick like up or to the left or to the right, whatever, and you will advance through the levels of the defense to go to like a linebacker, or if you want to go to a safety to click on early. That I think is really, really, really cool. Now, of course, that's right, like mid-play. Obviously, if you flick the right stick when like someone has the ball, then that would, of course, you would assume anyways, just be the hit stick. So had somebody ask me about that, you know, what's the difference there? I would assume it's the same. It's just like if someone has the ball in their hands or doesn't. This is where the new wear and tear system comes into play. Not all all hits are equal, but if a player is taking big hits, certain body parts in the model will turn orange and then red to indicate his increased chance of injury. A player's strength attribute corresponds with how much impact he can take, and bigger players have more strength. If you put a small wide receiver QB run the option, he's more likely to get injured. The longer the game, the more the injury chances rise. The passing game is also revamped, as is kicking. As the quarterback, the ability to layer the football is key. When you throw the football, a meter appears above the receiver, similar to an option in Madden 24. Obviously, tapping or holding a button creates the difference between a floater and a rocket, but holding the button as long as you can to the end of the meter can impact the throw's accuracy. That is also similar when it comes to Madden 24. You know, we do have something with accuracy there. Same thing goes for kicking. So yes, there is a new meter, has a ball rock left and right. You click and hold to get the accuracy, and then the power meter goes up the arrow. If you hold it to the very top into the red, the accuracy can take a hit. While I was playing at Penn State, Ohio State doink day kicks, there's real downside. I couldn't tell whether there was a doink sound because of the noise in the room. I will tell you as well, again, you know, this is not the first article I've looked at here, not the first thing I've heard about the news with the game, and a lot of people, are saying that the kicking meter, it's not the easiest. Playbooks are very interesting. You can see there are 134 different playbooks, part of 10 different offense styles. I committed to many delay of game penalties just looking through the playbooks. There are different menus for plays, ranging from coach suggestions to formations to concepts and more. The play menu design is essentially the same as Madden 24. He did all spend a good 20 minutes to test the Demon Deacons RPO slow mesh offense. The RPO options include 4 different kinds of plays: read, peek, alert, and glance. RPOs, very simple. Also, of course, with Air Force, this has the triple option. One change in the option in RPO plays that you tap a button to pull the ball as the quarterback rather than pressing a button to hand it off like in the past. That was an adjustment. There are 2 options on pitches. Similar to throwing the ball downfield, you can tap left bumper for a quick pitch or hold it for a stronger pitch. Now, some really cool information here when it comes to pre-snap. The capabilities players enjoyed before the snap have also grown. You can adjust pass protection to go in a certain direction, improve process from Madden 24. That's also Madden 24, but I'm guessing it goes even deeper than that. When calling a hot route, custom stems allow you to adjust how far downfield you want an out route to go. Now, I would imagine with him saying that, right, it's not just like Madden where it's to the first down. It probably is actually like you can select 2, 4, 6, 8 yards, you know, stuff like that. Pretty cool stuff. Senior quarterbacks and see more than freshmen like the possibility of blitz or a certain kind of defense. And yes, there are custom playbooks and custom audibles. And there's also a 2-minute warning, which will be new in college football this fall. Stadium Pulse is also back. You feel the loudest stadium with a vibrating controller, as in the past, the player on the field could be difficult to read, and audibles and power-ups may not work depending on the crowd. Also, when it comes to actually playing with higher star players or lower star players, the experience playing as the game's best players and as its worst players are very different. If you're coming from old NCAA games, linebackers can't jump sky high for interceptions and easily roam its slot receivers anymore. Yeah, welcome to Madden. The defensive AI still drops easy interceptions from time to time. To answer the question everyone asked me, is the gameplay the same as Madden? Yes and no. Not allowed to speak on Madden 25, which is built in the same engine, but the gameplay in college football is extremely smooth. There are differences between the games, such as playbooks, kicking meter, player attributes, stadium pulse, and more. And as I did tell you guys, I've also seen other places that, yes, it's a lot faster than Madden. Now, the big thing here is sound and visuals really stand out, which obviously we expected when it comes to everything with college football, right? There's so much detail in these. Went through more than 1,000 photos per school, 16,000 different head combinations for players, 240 shapes as well. Average team has 4 helmets, 3 jerseys, and 3 pants. Some have 20 plus options. You can see all the individual stitching in the jerseys because EA Sports employs a Creaform 3D handheld scanner that's normally used for aerospace parts. Here it's used to scan cleats, gloves, helmets, jerseys, and more. Also, something that was pretty big that we heard about was helmets getting knocked off from Big Hit. Apparently, no, they cannot. Along those lines, the game does not have targeting penalties. Controlling head placement is difficult to develop. The crowds, of course, are also going to be unique with the details that's going to be in there. Penn State has whiteout. Tennessee has the checkerboard. Boise State has the stripe out. Even the Texas A&M red, white, and blue crowd after 9/11 is in the game. Special crowd colors will happen for the biggest moments as well in Dynasty mode. Now, some big information about the gameplay, guys, as well. Mascot mode is not in the game. Players do not have X factors like in past Madden games, which is big. I did also read in a different article as well that they don't have X factors, but they do still have abilities. They have abilities, and those abilities, though, they are not guaranteed to activate. As you guys can see right here from a different article, there are no X factors in College Football 25, but each player has 5 physical abilities and 3 mental abilities that you can build up to get situational boosts. There are archetype limited, which means you can't max everything out. And to keep it true to the college game, there are not guarantees to help you out, unlike Madden X factors. That means there's a chance your big play receiver won't make the catch in traffic in a big moment, even if he has that ability. The mental abilities are particularly interesting and important because of the aforementioned home field advantage system. Having a quarterback that can handle the road atmosphere would be critical, and it's going to make players think twice about thrusting a freshman into the starting role early because they have some physical attributes that you like. Confidence and composure will make a difference in how a player performs. Also, coaches will have abilities which can call their team down on the road and give the team situational boosts as well. Dynasty cannot be played across consoles, but that in mascot mode could come in future games. You'll also not be able to edit the attributes of real life players in the rosters. You can edit creative players, but there supposedly will be blocks to keep you from making a player like Arch Manning, who did not opt into the game. They also did not get any more details on Ultimate Team and College Football Legends who could be in it, nor was there more information about Team Builder, which allows gamers to create schools. Both features will be in the game. There will also be player updates throughout the real season as EA sends out patches. If a freshman breaks out, EA will be able to update the rosters to reflect that. The dream for future games that if a new trick play happens on a Saturday, EA may be able to push it out a few days later. So guys, that was basically everything here in the article. A lot of stuff, definitely a lot of stuff. You know, presentation looks good, a lot of gameplay information as well. X factors and abilities, I feel like that's, you know, one of the biggest things we really wanted to know about. The gameplay itself, yeah, it is a lot faster, like I said. Also, taking a look here at a different article from Uprocks, you guys can see a star player really stand out of this game while they back up a freshman with a low rating is going to struggle to make a positive impact, as I mentioned with some other stuff right there. Yeah, pretty much if you're using a star player, they're going to really play like it. And if you're using a bad player, it's gonna be bad. And I think the final thing to talk about here is from this article on Uprocks, which is the weather impacts as they are in the presentation. Wet footballs matter. That means if you end up in a rain game or a snow game, ball security will be tricky and you'll see more drops. Footing on defense will be sketchy and you might end up with some chaos. From a graphics perspective, the animation for rain on the field and the way it kicks up and splashes look incredible, but it's a little annoying when the fumbles start happening, which again is how it works in real life, and that was their goal. So with that being said, guys, that's all the information I have for you guys today. As I said, we're going to see a lot of college football info coming out, okay? You might even see me come back and have another video for you guys tonight, maybe tomorrow. You know, might find some more information out there and make another video for you guys. But I definitely expect EA themselves to put out an article, gameplay trailer. Could be coming very, very soon as well. So be on the lookout there. Make sure you guys hit that sub button, turn the notification bell on. Gonna be a lot of videos coming out. Let me know down below what you guys think about all this info. And if you guys enjoyed this video, check out these.